everyone. My name is Erika Teresa. My condition is good. The reason I attend this class is to learn about human resource management, especially about today's topic, namely workers, jobs, and job analysis. What I know is this chapter explains about the diversity management, workforce composition, nature of jobs and works, job design, job and work scheduling, as well as job analysis, which is the systematic way of gathering and analyzing information about the content, context, and human requirement of a job. Now, let's get started. First is about HR headline on page 109. My answer about the questions related to HR headline is, for the first question, why must jobs be balanced with work-life issues? It is because work-life balance is an important aspect of a healthy work environment. Maintaining work-life balance helps reduce stress and prevent burnout in the workplace until it increases the performance of employees. Since they work in their comfort place, like the picture in the headline, a woman works outside the office and enjoys it. Besides, employees want to increase flexibility in their work schedules. It is also supported by the advance of technology, so they can work outside the workplace, such as work from home, hotel, or cafe. Thus, balancing workers and jobs with technology and flexibility in work schedules and location can affect both organizational and individual performance. For the second question is, what is the HR headline about and what can you get from reading the HR headline? The HR headline is about work-life balancing. I learned how it affects employee performance and then the relationship between the flexibility in work schedule and location with organizational and individual performance. So, it is important to have work-life balance. The third question, what does the HR headline teach you? The HR headline teaches me how work-life balance plays a significant role in our performance. That's why we need to choose our environment where we do a certain activity well. For instance, during this pandemic, I have to learn from home. There's a differences when I study in my bedroom and in the living room. If I study in my bedroom, I may fall asleep. I will focus more on studying in the living room. The next part is, what do you know something about workforce composition? Well, workforce composition is the total number of workers employed by an employee on a specific job, projects, etc. The workforce composition report give manager visibility over their current employee and position or role. It is useful in informing short, medium, and long-term workforce planning process. The tangible indicators of diversity that employers must consider are, first, race or ethnicity, and the second one is national origin or immigration, and for the third one is age or generational differences, and we have also gender, either it man or woman, marital and family status, sexual orientation, disabilities, and religion. In addition, individuals can be multicultural and be included in several groups. When we hire an employee from a diverse background, it will have many benefits. Diverse workers contribute to business by providing ideas that may jog our mind. A diverse workplace allows for more ideas and processes. This diversity of talent means a broader range of skills among employees, as well as a diversity of experiences and perspectives which increase the potential for increased productivity. Moreover, bringing in people with a different background and perspective can lead to better decision making, great innovation, and higher engagement in the workplace. It may also improve a company's reputation and make it easier to attract top talent. Next, I will explain about gender workforce diversity and immigrant worker. Gender workforce diversity is an equal ratio of men and women working together. To have a productive working environment, an equal ratio of men and women and other genders is required. Gender diversity signifies that men and women are hired at the balanced rate. They both are equally paid and appreciated. While an immigrant worker is a person who migrates from one country to another country. It is people from a certain country who get paid in other countries because they work there. For example, Tenaga Kerja Indonesia or TKI. Next is about video question. The first video is about 7 types of employees in a company. They are temporary, cannot keep a job, 459 clubs, clock punchers, resume builders, stepping stone, lone ranger, team players, who is great for the team and brings it together, reliable leader, and entrepreneurs, treats company as their own. This video teaches me how to identify what kind of team I have in an organization. For example, when I have a group assignment, I can use a CEO from the point of view, thinking about people in my team and who falls in which category, who will need more time with me, and maybe in the future we will become a team again. Build a relationship until become the next level. From this video, I learned how to identify what kind of person I am based on 7 types of employee, like which one I am. For the second and third video is talking about types of color jobs or workers. It is like identifying workers based on the colors of their color, word, and work. These videos teach me that there is a classification of worker based on their occupation. There are 11 colors, which are white, blue, pink, gold, black, gray, green, red, yellow, orange, and brown. Thanks to this video, I learned that the meaning of this color of the color in the job. After I explain about video, I will move to nature of job and work. One way to visualize an organization is as an entity that takes inputs from the surrounding environment and then, through some kinds of work, turns those inputs into goods or services. Work is effort directed toward accomplishing results, then job is grouping of tasks, that is, and responsibilities that constitute the total work assignment for an employee. And for business process, re-engineering is measures for improving such activities as product development, cost service, and service delivery. It generates the need changes in the work operation after workflow analysis, provides an understanding of how the work is being done. The purpose of business project re-engineering (BPR) is to improve such activities as product development, customer service, and service delivery. BPR consists of 3 phases. First is rating. Examines how the current organization of work and jobs affects customer satisfaction and service. And for the second one is redesign. Analyze how jobs are put together, the workflow, and how results are achieved. Then redesign the process as necessary. And for the second one, retool. Look at new technologies such as equipment, computers, software, etc. as opportunities to improve productivity, service quality, and customer satisfaction. Next is about job design. Job design refers to organizing tasks, duties, responsibilities, and other elements into a productive unit of work. Job design achieves attention for three major reasons. Job design can influence performance in certain jobs, especially those where employee motivation can make a substantial difference. And next is job design can affect job satisfaction because people are more satisfied with certain job elements than others. Identifying becomes crit- what makes a good job becomes critical. Reduced turnover and absenteeism also can be linked to effective job design. And next is job design can impact both physical and mental health. Problems that may require assistance, such as hearing loss, backaches, leg pain, stress, high blood pressure, and even heart disease sometimes, can be traced directly to job design. Now look at this picture. There are some characteristics of people and jobs. The characteristics of job which can be controlled by management are tasks, responsibility, policies, tools, time requirements, etc. And for the people characteristics, which cannot be controlled by management, are motivation, interest, honesty, physical characteristics, and so on. Next is about the types of workers in one firm. Organizations are employ a variety of workers and not just full-time ones. Depending on economic and competitive factors, there are 5 types of workers in one firm, which are full-time and part-time employees. These two are the traditional one, and the rest which is the modern one are independent contractors, temporary independent contractors, temporary workers, and cognizant workers. Full-time employment is usually considered between 30 until 40 hours a week, while part-time employment is usually less than 30 hours a week. As a temporary worker is an employee of a staffing agency, whereas an independent contractor is a business entity such as a sole proprietor or limited liability company (LLC). The last one, a cognizant worker, is someone who is not an employee but a temporary or a part worker for a specific period of time and type of work. Now, what is the differences between person job fit and job person match? Person job fit is a condition where the characteristics of an individual or worker meet or match the job. This can be seen from how much the likes and is comfortable with their job since not everyone would enjoy being an HR manager, an engineer, or a doctor. This can be seen from how much they like and they comfortable with their jobs. Since not everyone would enjoy being an HR manager, an engineer, or a doctor. Um, if a person doesn't fit a job, if a person doesn't fit a job, theoretically, either the person can be changed or replaced, or the job can be changes. For example, a doctor who operates with blood and see people hurt or in pain, maybe will not used to seeing blood. However, they still have to overcome their phobia. Another example is bank tellers. Talk to people all day. An individual who is introvert and antisocial may do better in a job that doesn't require so much interaction, because that part of the bank teller's job probably cannot be changed. In contrast, job first match is matching people with jobs they like and fit until having positive consequences. Now I'll explain the following terms on page 100, 147. First, job enlargement. and job enrichment is an attempt to alleviate some of the problems of oversimplification of work. The differences between job enrichment and job enlargement is quality and quantity. Job enrichment means improvement or an increase with the help of upgrading and development, whereas job enlargement means adding more duties and increased workload. Next is job rotation. Next is job rotation. It is the systematic movement of employees from one job to another within the organization to achieve various human resources objectives such as orienting new employees, training employees, and career development and preventing job boredom or burnout. Next is job sharing. Job sharing is another alternative use in which two employees perform the work of one full-time job. After that, there are the characteristics of jobs. I will discuss this at once with the figures for strip 4 on page 119. The five job characteristics are skill variety, task variety, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. Three different psychological states determine how an employee reacts to job characteristics: experience meaningfulness, experience responsibility for outcomes, and knowledge of the actual results. Skill variety is about know which work is need a special handling in order to achieve successful completion. For example, when an assembly line worker performs the same two tasks repetitively, it refers to a lower skill variety. Task identity is about how the work includes a whole identifiable unit of work with a visible outcome as the evidence. For example, when a customer calls with a problem which is losing a nominal amount of money in his bank account, a customer call center can handle it properly from how it can happen to how to return it. Next is task significance. Task significance is about the effect of a job on other people, such as a doctor may feel more satisfied when dealing with the real illness compared to trying it on those in colleagues. Autonomy is about individual freedom and discretion in the work and its scheduling, like the more flexible the schedule, the happier they are. Feedback is a comment about the employee's performance, either is good or bad. This aspect is expected to make them more motivated, increase their performance until satisfied. Job analysis is the systematic way of gathering and analyzing information about the content, context, and human requirement job. And next is job specification. It is a required knowledge and skills of a job. It is usually in the form of a list or qualities as a requirement to fulfill a position. This is useful to ensure that the person to be recruited is qualified and suitable for the job. It consists of the title of that position, responsibilities, and summary. The specification identifies the knowledge, skills, behavior, education, and experience a candidate might need to qualify for that job. For some jobs, like flight attendants and police, there will be additional requirements such as physical requirements and working conditions. And next, job and work scheduling is very important. It is because it has an impact on the order and smooth running of the business. This lets everyone know when they are have to work and allowing them to focus on their work. In addition, they will understand how long it will take to complete the work from a specified deadline. Through proper scheduling, important tasks can be ensured to complete at the right time. Next is about telework and Work flexibility and scheduling. Telework is a flexible way of working, such as doing tasks, and the load is not limited in time and space. With technological advance, the advantage of remote work for employers are increased productivity and employee satisfaction, increased requirement and retention of employees, to the reduction of overall absenteeism. For work flexibility and scheduling, a flexible schedule allows an employee to have different working hours from the company's usual start and stop times. This gives them the freedom to adapt their work demands to their working hours. Employees with flexible schedules may not have to communicate to the office every day. This saves the money on travel expenses. Employees with the flexible schedules may not have to communicate to the office every day. This saves the money on travel expenses, work clothes, and lunch out every day. Entrepreneurs save money on their overhead costs. They can rent a smaller office and use less electricity and water. Yes, I agree if employees work from home because they can work anywhere and anytime just by using their gadgets and internet. With the convenience provided by this technological advance, employees can be even more productive because they work in their most comfortable place and time. As a real example today, namely work from home, this helps employees avoid the COVID-19 pandemic and Omicron.
Next is figure 4 strip 7 on page 125. Job analysis in perspective. Job analysis is divided into three methods: source of data, conducted by. Methods. There are four methods: questionnaires, interviews, observation, logs or diaries. And for source of data, there are four too, which are employees, supervisors, managers, job analysts, and conducted by job analysts or HR, outside consultant, and supervisor or manager. Job analyses are used for job description and job specification. Both of them used for EEO or ADA, HR planning, recruiting, selection, compensation, training, performance management, health, safety, and security, and employee or labor.
The purpose of job analysis is to set and record the things that a job requires, from knowledge, skills, and abilities to tasks, responsibilities, and working conditions. It can be done through work procedures. For instance, providing training, selection, compensation, to assessment of employee performance. Competency-based job analysis is about job description in general as well as measurable and clear in terms of behavioral competence. This shows how the knowledge, skills, and behavior of an employee when doing their job is good or not. Here are 5 stages in the job analysis process. They are as follows. First, planning and job analysis. Before start to get a data from managers and employees, planning the job analysis is important. Probably the most important consideration is to identify the objectives of the job analysis. Even though it may just to update job descriptions or include as an outcome revision the compensation programs in the organization, it also may to redesign the jobs in a department or division of the organization. Besides, it could be a change the structure in part of the organization to align it better with business strategies. Whatever the purpose identified, it is vital to obtain top management support. The backing of senior managers is needed as issues arise regarding the changes in jobs or the organizational structure. Support from even the highest level of management helps when managerial and employee anxiety and resistance arise. The second one is preparing and introducing the job analysis. The first step is identifying the job under review, such as the jobs to be analyzed hardly, clerical jobs, all jobs in one division, or all jobs in the entire organization. This is related to identify job and methodology. It also tells how the participation of the manager or employee in the process up to how many employees need to be deployed. Another task in the identification phase is to review existing documentation, existing job description, organization chart, preview job analysis information, and other industry-related resources all may be used to review. Having details from this review may save time and efforts later in the process. A crucial step is to communicate and explain the process to managers, affected employees, and other concerned people, such as union stewards. Third, conduct job analysis. Job analysis can be done after the preparation. The method chosen will determine the timeline for the project. Sufficient time should be allocated to obtain information from employees and managers. If a questionnaire issues, it is often helpful to have the employee return it to a supervisor or manager to review before giving it back to those doing the job analysis. The questionnaire must be accompanied by a letter explaining the process and instructions for filling out and returning the job analysis questionnaire. Once the data from the job analysis has been complete, it should be sorted by job family, and organizational unit. This step allows for comparison of data from similar jobs across organizations. Data should also be reviewed for completeness, and follow-up may be required in the form of additional interviewers or questions for managers and employees to answer. Fourth, develop job descriptions and job specifications. At this stage, the job analyst will prepare a draft job description and job specification. The aim is to emphasize that the draft should be relatively complete and identify areas where additional clarification is needed. Once drafts are complete, they must be reviewed by the manager. Whether employees review drafts or wait to receive final job descriptions is often determined by the supervisor or manager's managerial style and organizational culture regarding employee participation and communication. Once complete, job descriptions are distributed by the HR department to managers, supervisors, and employees. It is important for each supervisor or manager to review the full description with each employee so that there is an understanding and agreement on the content to be associated with the performance appraisal as well as all other HR activities. Last but not least, maintain and update job descriptions and job specifications. The last stage, systems must be developed to keep them current. Otherwise, the whole process, starting with the job analysis, maybe have to be repeated in a few years. Because organizations are dynamic and evolving entities, it is rare for all jobs to remain the same for years. Someone in the HR department usually has responsibility for ensuring that job descriptions and specifications are kept up to date. The employees who do the work and their managers play an important role because, as the people closest to the job, they know when change occurs. One effective way to ensure that proper reviews occur is to use job descriptions and job specification in other HR activities. Three methods of job analysis are based on observation. These are direct observation, work method analysis, including time and motion studies, and micro motion analysis, and critical incident method. The last question. Have you read up the chapter 4? If yes, what does the chapter 4 teach you? What can you learn from chapter 4? Yes, I have. The chapter 4 teaches me about diversity management, which focuses on organizational efforts to ensure that all people are valued regardless of their differences. It also makes me appreciate work-life balance more because of the various underlying arguments. More than that, I learned to select and put the right person in the right place. Thus, if I were a manager, I will try to place workers according to their capacity, job person matches. Even though sometimes maybe there will be a situation where we are forced to adjust to a job that is not our comfort zone. Well, but just let's try to give something that pulls us to surpass the limit while looking at the positive side, which is to get out from our comfort zone. And then there's no harm in choosing a job that matches our interests and talents so as to improve organizational performance. Closing comments. The conclusion from today's lecture is that an employee is someone who is hired and gets a salary. Work is something that must be done in a company. Job analysis is a systematic way of gathering and analyzing information. It helps to understand what tasks are important and how they are performed. Diversity management focuses on an organization's efforts to ensure that everyone is valued regardless of their differences. What I learned from this course is diversity management enhance good management practice by preventing discrimination and encouraging inclusivity. Since diversity means they come from different backgrounds, they may come up with ideas. I believe someone can say something that moves our mind. In addition, work-life balance is an important aspect of a healthy work environment. Maintaining a work-life balance helps reduce stress and prevent burnout in the workplace to improve employee performance since they work in comfortable place. That's all from me, Erika Teresa. Thank you.